December 7th, 1941, a date which will live in infamy. Roosevelt's words and the imagery they evoke were as sobering and poignant 80 years ago as they are today. The attack on Pearl Harbor would force the United States' involvement in the single largest armed conflict in human history. Countless Americans from our greatest generation would make sacrifices both large and small on the field of battle and at home. While some would choose to serve in their own way, some had that choice made for them. But we're not going to talk about the African or European campaigns or even the Pacific theater of World War II, but rather look at what remains of a small town in Pennsylvania you may have never even heard of, Alvira. In 1942, its residents were forced to vacate in order to construct the Pennsylvania Ordnance Works, a TNT plant intended to supply crucial war materials. Today, the plant is gone, and the town razed from the face of the earth, save for a handful of crumbling foundations. But what does remain are the 149 dome-shaped concrete bunkers that reside on a 3,000-acre plot of land that today is the Pennsylvania State Game Lands number 252.
This is neat.
I hope the mic picks this up, but I'm just going to stop.
What about talking this way compared to talking this way, talking this way, talking this way?
I'm told the closer you get to center, the crazier it is.
Because the sound waves are popping up, they're bouncing. Well, I don't guess when I'm talking this way, they're going this way, and they're shooting. They fucking did.
Yeah.
Like, how thick are these walls in Nomax?
They're about a foot.
Thick. I'd imagine they're at least a foot. Well, you consider it'd be a few tons of TNT in here. I would hope they're strong.
So we went on a little bit of a wandering spree through the game lands, and there's an access road right here, and you can actually see the federal pen down there. And we found one bunker kind of nestled in the middle of nowhere, and we're going to go check it out. Because flight here says this one is absolutely unmolested. Look at that, both of the doors are open. Look at that. All right, I'm going to take a minute here for all my headlamp and let's go in.
Throw that shit in here.
Yeah.
Because you can hear that.
That's it. We are changing our channel. We are now Alvira Bunker ASMR. Observe. Handful of pocket change. Ship a lighter. .50 Action Express. Ooh, that would sound cool.
What's this? Sounds so loud.
I'm not. Or maybe shift.
That sounds like you just got locked in the dungeon. Do you want to check this out, Max, or do you want me to like?
Yeah, I'm gonna come up.
Okay, so I'll come down if they know if it's open.
Yeah, it's very difficult, but I think I could see another mound over that way somewhere. It's just very overgrown. There's a damper that would have been in there. And yeah. And while we're up here, I want to show something neat. These holes would have been pecked by a woodpecker. The idea is it'll basically make the tree bleed. Sap comes out, insects feed on it, get stuck in it. Woodpecker comes back and feasts. And Dave, I'm pretty sure that back in the day, these would have been covered with dirt or sod. I would just think to help conceal them from the air. And they just grown over. Like I'm literally on top of about a 15 or 20 foot tall mound. Wolf spider. Big boy. Let's leave him be.
This one's still kind of graffitied up, but it's a lot better than the first few we found.
I feel like the ceiling is shorter than this one.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh yeah, look at like this.
So what I don't understand is how the one that's literally 100 feet away from here is absolutely pristine, and this one they've had their filthy way with it with spray paint.
Maybe not.
Here we go. Here's another one. Just once. I want to walk into these places and the graffiti is artistic. Maybe even tasteful. I'm not expecting Sistine Chapel. How much? Has great acoustics.
Man, I hate being disappointed.
Nobody's home. I gotta do this. So, very cool. This is one of the cemeteries that's out here in Alvira. And it's cool. There's a lot of old graves. I think the newest one was died in 1941, and there's probably close to a dozen different Civil War veteran graves in here. Very cool. If you're ever out this way, come check it out. If you're interested in seeing this cemetery, it is the Pine Knot Cemetery, circled here in red on the map. It's about 3/4 of a mile down from the parking lot when you come to see the bunkers. So we found this right off of Alvira Road. And I believe, Flight, you said you've seen a video of this before?
Yes. This is the site.
That. So this wouldn't have been a barn then, because all these doors, it has.
Lights onto something.
Oh, I think I see it. It's a bottle cap. I don't know. That could be.
Show me Budweiser can.
Something's there.
Here, you want my knife?
I do have
Whoa.
my eat tool, but hey, give me. I don't want to throw it out, dude.
I'm glad that's a Benchmade that you bought, not the one I gave you. Oh, I found a landmine.
Can you imagine that?
You're like, yeah, we're leaving right now. I don't care about the video anymore. We need to leave. Precious. So on our way back, we found this. And we completely missed it when we walked past. Another old foundation. This is actually stone. You're like, how do we miss this? We walked right past it. That's the crazy part. We walked right past this and it just blended in.
Yeah. Man, this looks really flat right here. I almost want to walk up on that. Like, that's like... Wow, this looks...
So let's see, we're total dorks that we're getting excited about a pile of stones. Oh,
we're dorky.
I know how we missed it now. Because we came in down here
Over there a little
and
bit.
we zipped right past it to get to that back there.
So this doesn't look like a wall that fell down. This looks like they wanted this flat because there's bricks underneath this.
Oh, this is definitely made.
You see
Yeah.
what I mean? Like,
This
Might even been a foundation. Who knows?
probably was something.
Yeah, a shed or something. Who knows?
Yeah. Well, back to Alvira Road.
I'm bored.
Oh, okay.
116 MAHS. That's where we found those two. That is right off of Alvira Road. Bad thing first. It's a bunch of concrete in the middle of the woods. Nothing particularly exciting. We don't know anything about it. Plus side, there's no dick spray painted on it. That's like a high note. That's post.
See if it's in that pile there.
'80s.
You know what it is? It's a fucking pipe that runs under the ground. You can edit that one out.
So while these two explore this big circle, I'm gonna head down this way because I see another bunker. This is the first one we found that's really closed. It's actually been welded shut. I had read that some of these were welded shut. And this is the first one we've actually found. We've been out here for several hours. That's pretty neat. Pretty sure that's a bullet hole too. Yeah, those are bullet holes. That's a fact. That one's actually still got the bullet in it. Opposite that one. Look at this view. How cool is that? Alright, moving on. Alright, we're going to round this one out with the Washington Presbyterian Church Cemetery, circled here in blue. It's another good old one, 19th century graves and a lot of Union Army graves. And there's actually a War of 1812 veteran grave, which is just something you don't find in our area. So Dave, while we're out here, we haven't really touched on the history of this place too much, but since we're in the proximity of it, I just want to show over the hill there, that is Allenwood Federal Penitentiary. And back in 1943 and 1944, they would have stored quite an amount of radioactive waste from the Manhattan Project out here. And from what I could tell in my research, 2 of the bunkers they kept them in are actually inside the federal penitentiary property, and there were a total of 4 bunkers they would have stored all this stuff.
12.
That Samuel Schaefer, 1st Pennsylvania Infantry. That's our 2nd
Yeah.
1812 grade. Which is just, it's just not something you find often.
No, you don't.
Not around here, at least. Dave, out our way, Civil War graves are practically non-existent.
No, and there's a lot of population around. It's interesting how many there are up here in Alvira, central Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
In the middle of the woods in central Pennsylvania. I mean,
Very.
there had to have been, there's more than 15, 20, you know what I mean? There had to have been at least 20 to 30 that we saw between all 3.
Do you know what I think? I think we need to return here sometime with a whole bunch of tracing paper
Yeah.
and make rubbings of all of these Civil War graves and
Yeah.
put them into a collection.
And maybe also try to see what history we could find on some of like these regiments. Like next time before we come up, you know, like see what information we could get about the 201st, you know what I mean?
Yeah, the 202nd Regiment, PA Infantry.
Oh, 202nd, yep.
Yeah, I think we're going to come back here at some point.
Yeah, definitely.
Especially because that big slab over there with the Secklers, that's a particularly interesting piece.
Yeah.
That we definitely need to look into. So that's the Alvira munitions bunkers. I gotta say, that was definitely an interesting one.
Yeah, a lot of unexpected finds today.
Yeah. So we found War of 1812 graves for the first time.
2 of them.
2 of them. And a bunch of Civil War graves too. I didn't expect that. But
And a couple Revolutionary War graves.
yeah, at least 2 of those. But it's definitely an interesting trip. And I gotta say, if you plan on coming out here to really take it all in, you need to spend a whole day here.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we got here at about 9 o'clock in the morning. It's about 4:30, maybe. And we're actually losing daylight as we speak. So we're gonna pack it in, we're gonna head back to the car. Special thanks to our boy Flight for exploring with us and for getting this great drone footage. Links are in the description for some of the resources we used. If you enjoyed this or have somewhere you want to see us explore, let us know about it in the comments. As always, stay mad, stay dirty, and thanks for watching. Oh God, what if it's a skull? He's picking up the cold teeth.